What is up, you guys? This is your boy Andy Matrix. I talk about anime, manga, video games, geek culture, and Japanese culture. So I came across this post on Reddit. Okay, on Reddit. It was in the Kotaku in Action Reddit, and it really got my interest because it talks about something that everybody's wondering now that anime is now basically mainstream. And the post says, how long until anime becomes woke, just like Western mainstream entertainment? Okay, and that is a legitimate, and I say a legitimate concern, because one of the reasons why anime has gotten so huge in the last, I would say like it really got more and more popular in the last 7 years, like 6-7 years. And the reason is because it wasn't just that Netflix was creating more and more anime, right? Or that we have a video streaming service such as Crunchyroll, providing people with tons of anime, right? It wasn't just that. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So I'm going to explain why, anime will eventually become woke, not the same way that it did in the West, but eventually it will become woke, okay? And then I'm going to explain why it has risen, so it has become so popular in the West. So here we go. But before we do, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you hit the notification bell, like the video. I'm on a journey to get 1,000 subscribers, and I very much appreciate your help. So here we go. So why do people watch anime? Because as Western entertainment declines, people stumble upon it, okay? People start to look for other ways of entertainment, right? Whether if it's new novels, TV series, movies, and naturally, people stumble upon anime, okay? A good example will be Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. He started trying out some anime out of curiosity, and I guess his friends recommended him. They recommended Death Note, and he gave Death Note a try, and naturally, he enjoyed it. Now, who controls anime right now? Who controls anime? It's Japan, of course, because anime comes from Japan, but also Sony, okay? Sony is notorious for their Funimation English stuffs, and now I am assuming that they will do the same. They're going to do the same as Crunchyroll, because Sony basically slashed Funimation once they did the merger with Funimation and Crunchyroll, and everything that is in Funimation is going to move over to Crunchyroll. So Crunchyroll is basically Funimation now, right? That's how they're treating it. This is why anime censorship is not going to stop, but anime from Japan will remain the same, okay? Now, why would Japanese companies censor anime for? And it's for the same reason that Hollywood censors movies for China. Plain and simple, because it's profitable, okay? That's why. That's why they do, because it's profitable. And many people are not aware, but Japan is an aging population, and the birth rate is going down, okay? In the future, Japan will have to rely on a lot of Western audiences to make money, and they know it. They know it. I mean, right now, one of Japan's biggest markets is China and some other Asian countries, but it's primarily in America, North America, the West, right? Not so much in England, but it's mainly North America and parts of South America. Eventually, they might give in and start censoring some shows. Not all shows, but some, okay? And some Japanese companies are going to start censoring anime. I repeat, some anime, just to appease to Western sensibilities. Okay, now, China is already censoring anime. The Way of the House Husband was censored, as well as Miss Kobayashi. Right? The Japanese know that they will make a lot of money in China, so they allow the Chinese to censor the anime. Okay, that's just how it is. Okay, and censorship is not going to stop. All right, so it's not just censorship that we're talking about here. It's also anime going woke. Okay. And as long as it's made in Japan, and as long as the mangas are created by Japanese, artists, No, I do not believe that it's going to go woke, right? Now, one thing is for sure, okay? The Japanese will make anime for the Japanese people first, and honestly, it is better that way, okay? Especially for true anime fans who rather watch it with subtitles, okay? When the Japanese make anime, Japanese people first, and then people in the West second. That's how it is. Now, the real problem is that because Japan wants to make money with anime, they have to make anime that sells, right? They have to make anime that sells because it's a business at the end of the day, okay? This means that they will compromise with certain things that the West wants them to do, right? That the West wants them to do. Okay, now, you also have to keep in mind that American entertainment companies now want to make their own anime so that they won't have to deal with convincing Japan to change their ways. Netflix was the first video streaming service that started making anime with Japan, but now Disney is making anime, Amazon Prime is making anime, Toonami is making its own anime. Okay, Japan anime studios are going to be so overwhelmed, the suicide rate of animators is going to go up. Okay, so if Japan will not bend the knee to the West, then the West is going to make their own anime using Japanese studios while paying them peanuts. Kind of like how Netflix was doing with MAPPA. I mean, it's just freaking embarrassing. But yeah, so if Japan, once the West, okay, once America, once all these American companies realize, hey, there's, the Japanese, they're not going to do what we tell them to. It doesn't matter how much influence we try to have over them, but they're not going to change. And we have manga artists like Ken Akamatsu, the author of Love Hina, who is fighting for creative freedom in Japan. So there's people in Japan that are already fighting this. So will anime become woke in the future? I say not in the way that you think. Okay, not in the way that you think. Japan might adopt some ideas from Western woke culture, but it won't be completely like the West, because with Western woke culture, the purpose is to brainwash you, to basically convince you to go into their political side, right? That's what they do. That's the reason why we have so many movies and TV shows being woke, is because they want you to buy into this idea. In the West, the whole idea of being woke is just ideology. Ideology comes first and then the story. In Japan, in the West, the story comes first and then the ideology. So Japan, maybe some Japanese creators, they might get influenced by these ideas and they might throw it in the anime here and there, but it won't take off like it did in the West. Okay, that is my predicament by of years and years and years consuming movies, TV shows, and reading about all of these these big corporations trying to influence our culture. All right, that's my take on it. Japan is very unique. We're not gonna see huge numbers of anime going woke like American shows and American movies. All right, and that is basically my take on it. And after really giving it thought, and after really analyzing the situation in Japan with China and America and all these companies, okay, that is what I see. In order for anime and manga to become woke like the West, the West is going to have more and more influence over Japan. But right now, it seems that China is actually doing more business with Japan than the West is. So the answer is anime and manga will not become as woke as the West. Not as much. Okay, maybe there's gonna be hints of it here and there, but not as much. I keep repeating myself, but hopefully you guys understood what I had to say here. Whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below. Tell me what you think. Like this video, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. This is Andy Matrix. Godspeed.